going on an epic adventure, Morty.
What?
God of War, Morty, the new one.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today, things are getting weird in the 9 realms. Well, weirder than normal anyways, as we look at the 10 weirdest God of War mods on PC. For this list, we'll be looking at mods that reshape the main characters and their encounters in God of War 2018. What's your favorite weird mod for God of War, and what mod do you hope to see next? Let us know down in the comments. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. God of Doom by Omega Fantasy. The Draugr and many of the other undead enemies in Midgard are essentially demons, right? Close enough. That's the only excuse the Doomslayer needs to invade the 9 realms and rip and tear his way through the Norse pantheon. Baldur just might have picked a fight with the one being who can actually make him feel pain, bringing with him his own heavy metal theme music and the Crucible Blade. No god is safe in all the 9 realms. If there was anyone who truly had a rage meter built in, it would be the Doomslayer. Somehow we think Atreus would much prefer Kratos' reserved parenting as opposed to Doomslayer's stoic silence and menace.
I'd hope that you, of everyone I'd faced, would finally make me feel something, but you can't.
Love and Thunder by Omega Fantasy.
Hurry, brother. We may get a piece of the chisel and be gone before they even notice. Uh-oh.
While God of War's Thor might be out for revenge for the loss of his sons, MCU Thor is out to stop his multiverse's offspring from causing any more undue death and destruction. Clad in his new Love and Thunder armor and bringing Stormbreaker along for the battle, Thor wastes no time in putting an end to Magni and Modi's reign of terror while protecting the young boy he happened across during his journey through this strange new version of Midgard. MCU Thor fits in surprisingly well with the overall look of Santa Monica's Midgard, and Stormbreaker is more than capable of handling the many different attacks and spells needed to bring down the sons of evil Thor once and for all. And this time, he made sure to go for the head.
No!
God of Dad Jokes by Mophead.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I am Dad.
Upon becoming a father, a new section of the brain is unlocked, thereby turning everyday conversations into material primed for comedy. Kratos might not have gotten to perfect his skills with Calliope, but he will absolutely make up for it with Atreus.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Using outtakes from voiceover sessions during the production of God of War, modder Mophead adds some of Kratos' best dad joke moments into the game, and the results will bring a smile to any father who's never missed an opportunity to embarrass their children with a well-timed pun. Now we just need to wait for Mophead to add some of the best dad jokes from Christopher Judge's interview with Polygon for the ultimate dad of boy experience.
What, Atreus, is brown and sticky? A stick.
Mjolnir by Omega Fantasy. Ragnarok might still be a ways away, but you can try out what is sure to be one of the world's strongest weapons ahead of the climactic battle between Kratos and Thor. Given that both Mjolnir and the Leviathan Axe were created by Brock and Sindri to be the antithesis of one another, both function much the same way. While we undoubtedly will see Kratos wielding Mjolnir at some point during Ragnarok, this might be the closest we'll get to seeing the almighty hammer in action until then. Let us just hope that Kratos is worthy. Why so serious? By Silence Exterminator. The battle between Kratos and Baldur makes one hell of a first impression and firmly establishes the two as rivals for the upcoming journey ahead. This type of dichotomy is seen in many forms of entertainment media, but by far one of the most famous is that of the Dark Knight himself, Batman, and his never-ending rivalry with the clown prince of crime, the Joker. Modern Silence Exterminator brings their lifelong battles to the realm of Midgard, and while the results aren't as smooth as some of the others on this list, seeing Batman use his Batarang to wallop on the Joker is entertaining nonetheless. The characters' back and forth oddly works with this reskin as well, given Batman's naturally gravely tone matching Kratos's, and Baldur's demeanor perfectly suiting the Joker's over-the-top delivery and mannerisms. God of San Andreas by Omega Fantasy.
I thought you'd be bigger.
All you had to do was not start Ragnarok, CJ. When Big Smoke shows up at CJ's looking for trouble, CJ fills his order by giving him 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large can of whoop-ass. Seeing the low polygon battle set against the realistic snow backdrop is unquestionably funny. Not to mention probably the most exercise Big Smoke has had in some time, but it's giving Big Smoke the beatdown he's been deserving for almost 2 decades that makes the clash between these two all the more satisfying. Rick of War by Omega Fantasy.
That's good, Morty. Find your motivation. We have to make choices and we have to face the consequences. We're going to the 9 realms!
Look at me, Morty. I'm the God of War, Morty. I turned myself into the God of War. Rick has opened a portal to the 9 realms, and it's up to the duo to save all of Midgard, or something. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but in the meantime, it's just another epic adventure for Rick and Morty. There's always a lighthouse, there's always a man, and no, wait, that's another portal. But there is always some jerk who gets in the way. Throughout their journey, they'll learn some stuff and probably bond over life lessons and become stronger for it and blah 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 blah. Wubba lubba dub dub!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Finally, the Leviathan axe and other unannounced upgrades.
I thought this was about us!
Huh? Yeah, sure, whatever you want.
God of Dad Bod by Omega Fantasy.
Low and old, you should never have come to Midgard.
Along with the realization that dad jokes come to fathers as easily as breathing, comes the acceptance that your body might plateau a bit because much of your downtime will be spent caring for said child. Giving Thor a run for his money, Kratos finally let himself go and settle down, leaving the constant battles of his past behind him and settling into domestic life. Don't think that he's not willing to take up the fight should it come to his front door, however. He might be a bit slower than he was in his prime, but he can still pack a punch, and he's got more than a few pounds to back it up, too. The Last of War by Omega Fantasy. Given the vast amounts of flora and fauna throughout all of the 9 realms, it's entirely possible that there's a version of the cordyceps virus just waiting to ravage the world of Midgard. And who better to combat this new outbreak than another pair who's skilled with a bow and has a penchant for melee weapons. With Joel's trusty upgraded pipe and Ellie's bow skills, the infected and clickers don't stand a chance. And Joel finally gets to exact his revenge against David and lay the smackdown on the creep the way he deserves. The dynamic of families stretches not only across the 9 realms, but also across video game properties. Simpsons of War by Omega Fantasy.
Why? Won't you?
Boy, By far the most comprehensive mod on our list, Omega Fantasy went above and beyond and not only swapped out Kratos and Atreus for Homer and Bart, but also all the enemies and friends the pair meet with the many beloved characters of Springfield. Draugr are now Itchy and Scratchy, trolls are now Lard Lad Donut statues, and Baldur is even Ned Flanders. Omega Fantasy even went so far as to get sound-alike actors to deliver the script, which has been altered to fit in line with the world of The Simpsons. The love for not only The Simpsons but God of War in this mod makes it not only one of the weirdest but the best mods for God of War 2018, and currently their journey through mid-Springfield is ongoing on Toasted Shoe's YouTube channel, and we highly recommend you follow along with them for the ongoing insanity.
I'm glad that's over.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.